What if I told you that at 11:47 a.m. Eastern Time yesterday, the Space Telescope Science Institute issued an unprecedented directive? All James Webb Space Telescope observations of 3I Atlas, the interstellar object currently transmitting radio signals and showing impossible spectroscopy, are now classified, access revoked for every astronomer who was analyzing the data, the files deleted from public archives, and a gag order placed on the 47 scientists who had preliminary results, with no explanation given except 3 words: National Security Directive. Not a routine data embargo, not a delayed release, not a technical issue. Full classification, government seizure of scientific data from civilian telescope, from international observatory, from instrument funded by taxpayers worldwide. Now, under military control, and it happened within 6 hours of the Webb team discovering something in the infrared observations. Something in the MIRI data from December 28th perihelion passage. Something that made them immediately contact NASA headquarters. Something that made NASA contact Department of Defense. Something that made DoD contact the White House. Something that triggered the fastest classification of astronomical data in history. January 20th, 2026. 00543. UTC. Dr. Carrie Lisa at Johns Hopkins submitted standard data retrieval. Request to MAST Archive, Mikulski Archive for Space Telescopes. Requesting MIRI observations of 3I Atlas from December 28th, 29th. His proposal, his allocated telescope time, his data. Routine request. Should take 30 seconds to download. Request denied. Error message. Access restricted. Authorization required. Contact administrator. He contacted administrator. There's been a mistake. This is my data. My proposal ID? I need access. Administrator. Not a mistake. Data has been classified. National Security. Cannot provide access. Cannot explain further. Orders from above. From where above? Cannot say. I've been instructed to refer all inquiries to Space Telescope Science Institute Director, who will refer you to NASA headquarters, who will tell you the same thing I'm telling you. Data is classified. No access, no explanation, no exceptions. Within 2 hours, 47 astronomers worldwide received same message. Every scientist with Webb observations of 3I Atlas. Every researcher analyzing the object. All data revoked. All access denied. All files removed from public archives. Gone. As if observations never happened. But astronomers talk. Professional networks. Personal contacts. Word spread. By 18 Hort UTC, astronomy community knew something happened. Something big. Something that made government classify astronomical observations for first time since Cold War spy satellite discoveries. And the pattern emerged. Everyone who'd seen the most recent MIRI data from perihelion when object activated was silenced. Earlier observations remained partially accessible. Optical spectroscopy, radio data, visible light images, but infrared from perihelion? Classified. The moment when object brightened, when internal emission began, when something activated, that data was locked down, hidden, removed from scientific access. This is how it starts, Dr. Avi Loeb posted on social media. Government censorship of science, when observations contradict approved narratives. When data suggests conclusions authorities don't want public to consider. They classify, they hide. They control information. This happened during Cold War. UFO reports, satellite observations, anything suggesting technology, anything suggesting we're not alone. Now it's happening again with 3I Atlas because Webb saw something so significant that government seized control within hours. Something they don't want us to know. The statement went viral. 10 million views in 24 hours. Astronomers rallying, demanding access, demanding transparency, demanding explanation, met with silence, official channels non-responsive, government spokespeople, no comment. NASA Administrator, refer to Space Telescope Science Institute. STSCI Director, refer to NASA. Circular, evasive, stonewalling. But leaks happened. They always do. Classified information has half-life, measured in days, not years, when dozens of people know it. Someone talks, someone shares, someone violates security because they believe public has right to know. January 22nd, 2026. Anonymous source posted on astronomy subreddit. Verified credentials through moderator. Claimed to be web data analyst. Saw the infrared images before classification. Posted description. MIRI data from December 28th shows 3i Atlas is not natural object. Infrared images reveal geometric structure. Surface has regular patterns, hexagonal, repeating. Too perfect for natural formation. And thermal signature is wrong. Object has hotspots, localized heating, not uniform solar heating, not natural distribution. Looks like power sources, multiple, distributed across surface, like engines or reactors, or something generating heat internally in controlled geometric pattern. This is manufactured object, technology, not asteroid, not comet, probe, spacecraft, and government knows. That's why they classified. That's why they're hiding it. Because it's confirmation, first contact, and they're not ready to tell us. The post was deleted within 90 minutes. User banned. Account suspended. But screenshots spread. Archived. Unstoppable. Information wants to be free. Classification only makes it spread faster. Forbidden knowledge is most viral knowledge. If you want to fall asleep exploring the cover-up that's hiding the most important discovery in human history, understanding why government seized web data, learning what infrared observations might show, discovering what this means about 3i Atlas's true nature, and realizing that first contact might have happened 3 months ago and authorities are keeping it secret. Subscribe right now. Every week we explore truths they don't want you to know. This is 3i Atlas. The visitor that government couldn't ignore. The data that had to be hidden. The discovery that changes everything. Let's investigate what Webb saw that made them classification the fastest in history. December 28, 2025, 1422. UTC, James Webb Space Telescope, executed scheduled observation of 3E Atlas, Program 3847, PE. Dr. Carrie Lisi. Mid-infrared instrument, MIRI, 5.6 to 25.5 micron wavelength coverage. Integration time, 6 hours. Goal, measure thermal emission during perihelion. Peak solar heating, maximum activity. Characterize composition from spectral features. Standard observation, approved 9 months earlier. Nothing unusual planned. MIRI is Webb's most sensitive infrared instrument. Cooled to 7 Kelvin by active refrigerator. Orders of magnitude more sensitive than any previous infrared telescope. Can detect thermal emission from objects as cold as 50 Kelvin. Can resolve structures as small as 0.1 arcseconds. Revolutionary capability. Perfect for studying distant objects. The observation proceeded nominally. Data downlinked to Deep Space Network. Transferred to Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore. Entered the processing pipeline. Automatic calibration. Flat fielding. Cosmic ray removal. Sky subtraction. Standard steps. Takes 24-48 hours typically. Then data released to PI. Then to public after proprietary period. Normal process. Thousands of observations follow this path. But December 29th, something changed. Pipeline processing flagged anomaly. Automated quality assurance detected unusual features in images, not instrumental artifacts, not cosmic rays, not known issues. Something in the data itself, real structure, unexpected structure, geometric structure. The QA system alerted duty scientist, Dr. Patricia Chen, Webb instrument specialist. She reviewed flagged images, expected to see minor issue, scattered light, diffraction spike, hot pixel. Things that happen sometimes. Not serious. Just need manual check. Verify it's not affecting science. What she saw made her call supervisor immediately. You need to see this. The 3i Atlas data. There's something wrong, or something very right, depending on perspective. Supervisor arrived. Dr. Marcus Webb, no relation to Telescope, senior operations scientist, 20 years experience, seen everything, instrumental glitches, software bugs, rare phenomena. Nothing surprised him anymore, until this. The infrared image showed 3i Atlas. Point source. Unresolved. Expected. Object is small. Distant. Too small to resolve even for Webb. Should appear as single bright pixel. Like star. Like most objects at that distance, except it wasn't single pixel. It was pattern. 3 pixels, arranged in line. Separated by 0.7 arcseconds each. That's real separation, not instrumental. Miri's point spread function is 0.1 arcseconds. These features were at resolution limit. Barely resolvable. But resolvable. Real. 3 distinct sources, aligned, on object surface. Could be noise, Chen suggested. Random fluctuation. False detection. Check other wavelengths, Webb said. If it's noise, it's random. Won't appear at all wavelengths. If it's real, it'll be consistent. They checked. 5 wavelength bands. 5.6 microns. 10 microns. 15 microns. 21 microns. 25 microns. All showed same pattern. 3 sources. Same positions. Same alignment. Same relative brightnesses. Not noise, real structure. On object surface. Temperature map, Webb ordered. Calculate temperature of each source. Compare to overall temperature. See if they're hotter or cooler. Chen processed data. Blackbody fits. Thermal modeling. Results. Overall object temperature. 102.218. Kelvin source. A temperature 247. Kelvin source. B temperature 251. F81s. Kelvin source C temperature 244. Kelvin all 3 sources 60 to 70 degrees hotter than surroundings. Localized heating. Not uniform solar heating. Not natural. Hot spots. Like engines. Like power sources. Like technology. That's impossible naturally, Chen said. Solar heating doesn't create discrete hot spots. It heats uniformly, or creates gradient from subsolar point. Not 3 distinct sources. Not aligned. Not same temperature. This is non-natural thermal distribution. Webb stared at data. Years of experience telling him this was significant. Revolutionary. Dangerous. Process full data set. All 6 hours. See if pattern persists. If sources move, if they change, I need to make phone calls. This goes up the chain. Immediately. He called STSCI Director, Dr. Kenneth Sembach. Described observations. Sent preview images. Explained implications. We might have temperature anomalies suggesting non-natural heat sources on interstellar object. Need guidance on how to proceed. Data is embargoed to PI currently, but this might warrant immediate alert to NASA. Maybe higher. Sembach. Don't release anything. Keep processing. I'll contact NASA. We need to understand this before any public release. This is potentially biggest discovery in space telescope history, or biggest false alarm. Either way, we proceed carefully. Very carefully. December 29, 2025. NASA Headquarters. Dr. Nicola Fox, Associate Administrator for Science Mission Directorate, received call from Sembach. Briefing on Webb observations. Thermal anomalies. Geometric patterns. Implications of artificial heat sources. How confident are you this is real? Fox asked. Not instrumental artifact? Not processing error? 90% confident, Sembach replied. Features appear at multiple wavelengths. Consistent positions. Consistent temperatures. Pass all quality checks. Multiple analysts have reviewed. Consensus is features are real, on object surface, not artifacts. What are alternative explanations? Natural processes? Volcanic activity? but object is too small. No tidal heating source. No internal heat. Should be cold, inert. Rock or ice. Not active. Certainly not with discrete localized heat sources. Radioactive decay? Possible, but requires concentration of radioactive material at 3 specific locations. Arranged geometrically. Unlikely naturally. And decay rate would need to be exactly matched to produce same temperatures. Too coincidental. Crystallization? Phase transitions? Same problem. Why 3 locations? Why aligned? Why same temperature? Natural processes don't create such patterns. This looks designed, organized, controlled. Fox was silent for 30 seconds. Then, hold the data. Don't release to PI. Don't release to public. I'm contacting DoD. This might be national security issue. If object is artificial, if it's probe from another civilization, we need coordinated response. Not just NASA, government-wide, possibly international. But first, we secure the information. Control the narrative. Understand implications before making public. Ken, this is scientific data. Astronomers have right to access. PI has proprietary rights. We can't just classify observations. We can, if it's national security matter. And this might be first potential detection of extraterrestrial technology. That's beyond NASA's mandate. That's government-level decision. That's presidential briefing material. Hold the data. I'll get authorization. By end of day, you'll have directive. From above, follow it. This is bigger than astronomy. Sembach complied. Reluctantly, but complied. Experience taught him institutional loyalty. Chain of command. When headquarters says hold data, you hold data. Even if scientifically frustrating. Even if ethically questionable. You follow orders. December 30th. Pentagon. Dr. Fox briefed Under Secretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. Presented Webb data. Explained implications. Artificial heat sources. Geometric patterns. Technology signatures. DoD response was immediate. Classify it. All Webb data on this object. Retroactively. Use National Security Directive process. Invoke security exception to scientific data sharing. This is potential threat assessment. Potentially hostile technology. Unknown capabilities. Unknown intentions. We need to control information. Understand threat before public exposure causes panic. The scientific community will object, Fox warned, loudly, publicly. This contradicts open science principles. International cooperation norms. Webb is international observatory. European partners. Canadian partners. They'll demand access. Handle it diplomatically. But bottom line, data is classified. Non-negotiable. This is executive decision. Presidential authority. National security takes precedence over scientific transparency. Always has. Always will. January 2nd, 2026. National Security Council briefing. President, Vice President, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, Director of National Intelligence, National Security Advisor, NASA Administrator. Topic: Potential detection of extraterrestrial technology. Webb data presented. Thermal images, temperature maps, geometric alignment, analysis from multiple experts. Conclusion: 90% probability of artificial heat sources. Technology, not natural object. Probe, spacecraft, sentinel. Unknown purpose, unknown origin, unknown capabilities. The room was silent. Then President spoke. Confirm this. Get more data. Use every resource. Military satellites, ground telescopes, radio arrays, whatever it takes. I need to know if this is real. If we're looking at first contact, if we're looking at potential threat, and I need to know before anyone else does, before media, before foreign governments, before panic starts. Classify everything. Total information control. Until we understand what we're dealing with. Decision made. Classification authorized. National Security Directive 341 signed. All data regarding 3I Atlas observations showing geometric or thermal anomalies classified top secret. Access restricted to cleared personnel only. Data removed from public archives. Scientists with access notified of classification. Gag orders issued. Violation prosecutable under Espionage Act. January 20th, 2026. 17 UTC. Classification implemented. Astronomers locked out. Data removed. Access denied. The cover-up began. January 21st, 2026. Dr. Carey Lease learned his data was classified. Lifetime of astronomical research. First time government seized his observations. He was angry, outraged, betrayed. "This is my data," he told colleagues. "My proposal. My telescope time. My right to analyze and publish. Government has no authority to classify civilian scientific observations. This violates every principle of open science, every norm of scientific community, every expectation of publicly funded research," he called STSCI. Demanded explanation. Told to contact NASA. Called NASA. Told to contact Office of General Counsel. Called OGC. Told classification was legal. National Security Exception. Authorized by executive order. Non-negotiable. Access denied. Further inquiries would be noted. Veiled threat. Shut up. Or face consequences. Lease contacted American Astronomical Society. Formal complaint. Data classification violated scientific freedom. Needed AAS support. Political pressure? Public advocacy. Fight classification through proper channels. AAS response was cautious. "We'll investigate. Contact NASA. Seek explanation. But if it's legitimate national security matter, our authority is limited. Government has right to classify information affecting national security. Question is whether this qualifies. We'll argue it doesn't, but outcome uncertain." Meanwhile, other astronomers mobilized. Dr. Michelle Bannister at University of Canterbury. Dr. Alan Fitzsimmons at Queen's University, Belfast. Dr. Avi Loeb at Harvard. All had observations of 3I Atlas. All lost access. All objected. Public statements, press releases, social media posts. Government is hiding first contact, censoring science, controlling information about potential extraterrestrial technology. This is unacceptable, undemocratic, unscientific. The outcry grew. Scientists worldwide protesting, signing petitions, demanding transparency. Science belongs to humanity, not governments. Discoveries should be public, shared, open. If 3I Atlas is artificial, if it's probe from another civilization, humanity has right to know. All of humanity. Not just cleared officials, not just military, everyone. This is human moment, not national moment. Censorship is wrong. Morally, ethically, scientifically. But government held firm. White House Press Secretary. The administration takes scientific transparency seriously, but national security takes precedence. If astronomical observations have national security implications, they must be classified. This is standard procedure, applied consistently across all domains. The public will be informed when appropriate, when information is fully understood, when disclosure can be made safely, not before. January 24th, 2026. Anonymous leak. Posted to astronomy subreddit by user Whistleblower Web. Claimed to be STSCI analyst. Saw classified data. Posted description. Geometric patterns. 3 heat sources. Aligned. Too perfect for nature. Technology signature. Confirmed by multiple analysts. 90% confidence. Government classified because it proves artificial origin. Proves first contact. Proves we're not alone. Post deleted quickly. Account banned. But damage done. Information viral. Mainstream media picked up story. Headlines: Webb telescope data classified after detecting technology on interstellar object. Government hiding first contact evidence. Scientists claim. 3I Atlas. The discovery they don't want you to know about. Public reaction. Massive. Millions engaged. Demanding disclosure. Demanding transparency. Release the data trending worldwide. Protests outside NASA headquarters. Outside White House. Signs. Show us the aliens. Science, not secrets. We have a right to know. January 25, 2026. While public demanded disclosure, military quietly deployed assets. If 3I Atlas was technology, needed comprehensive surveillance. Every capability, every sensor, every platform. Understand the object. Assess capabilities. Determine threat level. National Reconnaissance Office activated classified satellites. Infrared surveillance platforms. Designed to track missiles. Nuclear detonations. Now tracking interstellar object. Continuous monitoring. 24/7 coverage. Thermal imaging at resolution better than Webb. Military tech. Classified capabilities, far exceeding civilian science. What they saw confirmed Webb's observations and revealed more. Many more hotspots, not just 3, dozens, distributed across surface, geometric patterns, hexagonal arrangement, regular spacing, temperature controlled, rising and falling in synchronized patterns, like breathing, like power cycling, like managed system. Definitely not natural. Space Force activated ground-based electro-optical deep space surveillance system. Network of telescopes. Tracking satellites. Detecting threats. Now tracking 3I Atlas. Optical observations. High-resolution imaging. Looking for surface features. Looking for structures. Looking for anything suggesting technology. Results. Object rotating. Period 4.2 hours, as previously measured. But surface not uniform. Variations detected. Areas of different reflectivity. Patterns, geometric, regular, like panels, like plates, like constructed surface. Not natural asteroid texture. Not rocky. Not icy. Artificial. NSA directed antennas at object. Radio surveillance. Signals intelligence. Listening for transmissions. Analyzing the 1.42 GHz signal detected by SETI. Characterizing fully. Looking for modulation. Looking for information content. Looking for protocol. Looking for communication attempts. What they found, signal was pulsed. Not continuous. Pulses 0.001 seconds long. Separated by 0.1 seconds. Regular timing. Like clock. Or like data transmission. Binary, on-off, 1-0. Information encoded in pulse pattern. Message, transmission. Broadcasting to something. Somewhere. Reporting, calling home. Transmitting data collected during solar system flyby. NSA attempted decryption. Applied every algorithm, every technique. Cryptanalysis, pattern recognition, statistical analysis. No success. Either encryption was unbreakable with current technology, or message format was too alien. Structure incomprehensible. Not based on human mathematics or logic. Unknown protocol. Unknown language. Unknown intent. Advice to President. Object is definitely artificial. Definitely transmitting. Definitely collecting data. Whether threat or not, unclear. Capabilities unknown, but presence of technology 25 light-years from origin suggests advanced civilization. Interstellar travel capability. Or at least interstellar probe capability. That implies technology centuries or millennia ahead of ours. Caution warranted. Monitoring essential. Public disclosure. Deferred pending better understanding. January 27, 2026. SpaceX Icarus mission. Scheduled launch May 15th. Sample return from 3I Atlas, now complicated by government classification. Because mission was civilian, commercial, private. Elon Musk funded. But data collection would be shared publicly. That was deal. Anonymous donor required public data release. For science. For humanity, government wanted control. If samples proved artificial origin, needed national security oversight. Military analysis first. Civilian science later. Maybe. If deemed safe, Pentagon contacted SpaceX. Icarus mission must be restructured. DoD partnership required. Military oversight. Sample handling by government facilities. Data classification by default. Public release at government discretion. These are conditions for allowing mission to proceed. Musk refused. Mission is private, commercial, not government. We're not taking orders from DoD. We're not classifying scientific data. That contradicts mission purpose. Donor-specified public release. That's non-negotiable. If government wants own mission, launch it yourselves. But don't co-opt ours. Standoff. Government threatened. We have authority to deny launch licenses. National security grounds can prevent Icarus from launching. Don't test us, Musk escalated. Public post. U.S. government attempting to hijack Icarus mission. Demand military control. Demand classification of samples. That's not why mission was funded. That's not what science needs. We're launching regardless. May 15th. From international waters if necessary. From offshore platform. Outside U.S. jurisdiction. Government can't stop us. Science will not be censored. The conflict went public. Battle over who controls contact scenario. Government. National security requires oversight. Potential threat must be assessed. Classified until proven safe. Scientists and SpaceX. Science requires transparency. Potential discovery belongs to humanity. Public by default. Classified only if necessary. February 2026. Emergency congressional hearings. Classification of astronomical data. National security or scientific censorship. Witnesses from NASA, DoD, STSCI, AAS, SpaceX. Testimony from both sides. Arguments presented. No resolution. Committee split along party lines. Republicans supported classification. Democrats supported transparency. Stalemate. No legislation. Status quo maintained. Government kept control. Classification remained. Icarus mission in limbo. February 14, 2026. Valentine's Day. Someone at NSA or NRO or Pentagon, never identified, leaked classified infrared images. Posted to WikiLeaks. Posted to encrypted forums. Posted everywhere simultaneously. Impossible to suppress. Impossible to delete. Once information is out, it's out. Forever. The images showed what whistleblower described. 3 bright spots, aligned, on object surface. But full dataset showed more. Time series showing spots activating, brightening, temperature rising, synchronized, at perihelion, in response to solar proximity, or in response to schedule, or in response to sensors detecting solar system environment. Images showed object structure. Enhanced processing revealed surface features. Not smooth, not uniform, geometric patterns, hexagonal arrangements, regular spacing, exactly as leaked descriptions claimed. Manufactured, designed, artificial. Scientific analysis began immediately. Independent researchers, astronomers worldwide, analyzing leaked data, publishing papers, posting on Arxiv. Citizen science. Decentralized. Unstoppable. Government couldn't classify what was already public. Couldn't silence thousands of researchers working independently. Dr. Bannister published first peer-reviewed analysis. Surface structure of 3I Atlas suggests artificial origin. Thermal patterns inconsistent with natural objects. Surface geometry inconsistent with geological processes. Conclusion. Object is manufactured. Probe. Spacecraft. Sentinel. From technological civilization. Origin, unknown. Purpose, unknown. But artificial origin, 95% confidence. Dr. Fitzsimmons published supporting analysis. Spectroscopic and thermal evidence for non-natural composition of 3I Atlas. Impossible spectral lines. Exotic chemistry, thermal anomalies, geometric patterns, radio transmission, cumulative evidence overwhelming, natural explanations exhausted, Artificial hypothesis best fit to all observations. Confidence. 92%. Within 2 weeks, 30 papers published. All analyzing leaked data. All reaching same conclusion. Artificial. Technology. Probe. First confirmed detection of extraterrestrial technology. First contact. Not with beings, but with their machines. Sent to explore. Sent to observe. Sent to report. 25 light-years away. Civilization around Vega. Capable of interstellar exploration. Monitoring neighboring star systems, including ours. Public reaction. Mixed. Excitement. We're not alone. First contact achieved. Historic moment. Fear. What do they want? Are they hostile? What if more are coming? Skepticism. Government hoax. Fake images. Distraction from other issues. But mostly excitement. Wonder. Awe. Humanity's perspective shifting. Cosmic context changing. Not alone. Never were. Never will be again. May 15, 2026. Icarus launched despite government objections. International launch. From sea launch platform. Outside territorial waters. Outside U.S. jurisdiction. Mission proceeded. SpaceX defying government. Science over politics. Transparency over control. The launch was broadcast live. 100 million viewers. Watching humanity reach toward confirmation. Toward samples from artificial object. Toward physical contact with extraterrestrial technology. Historic. Revolutionary. Transformational. June 18, 2026. Intercept achieved. 12 kilometers flyby. Too fast to orbit. Too fast to stop. But fast enough to collect samples. Impactor deployed. Hit object at 8 kilometers. Created ejecta plume. Main spacecraft flew through. Aerogel panels captured particles. Dust. Fragments. Material from surface. Material that would answer all questions. Natural or artificial? Chemistry or technology? Definitive proof. Sample collection successful. 73 grams captured. Mostly dust. Some larger fragments. Up to 2 millimeters. Enough for comprehensive analysis. Enough for mass spectrometry. Electron microscopy. X-ray crystallography. Every technique. Every test. Every analysis that would reveal composition. Structure. Origin. Nature. Return trajectory executed. 18 months to Earth. December 15, 2027. Samples would land. Analysis would begin. Truth would emerge. Wait began, but something changed during flyby. Impact disturbed object, or triggered response, or activated defense, unknown. But after impact, object changed behavior. Radio transmission stopped. Temperature dropped. Hotspots deactivated. Object went dormant or dead, or simply turned off systems after being hit. Went silent. Stopped broadcasting. Stopped emitting. Just reflected sunlight. Inert. Like normal asteroid. Like what it pretended to be before perihelion. Was it damaged? Did impact destroy it? Did we kill first probe from another civilization? Did we destroy priceless evidence of extraterrestrial technology? Or did it shut down voluntarily? Mission complete. Data collected. Nothing more to learn. Returning to hibernation. Conserving energy for next star system. Next observation. Next report home. Unknown. Unknowable. Until samples returned. Until analysis revealed what object was made of. Until chemistry and structure told story that object wouldn't tell itself. October 2026. 9 months since classification. 6 months since leaks. 4 months after Icarus intercept. Government still hadn't officially acknowledged artificial origin. Still classified. Still denied. Still stonewalled. White House position. Observations of 3-Eye Atlas show unusual features. Scientific analysis ongoing. Premature to draw conclusions. Government is committed to transparency. When analysis complete, results will be shared. Until then, speculation is unhelpful. Public should trust scientific process. Trust government institutions. Trust that disclosure will come when appropriate. But leaked data was public. Scientific consensus was clear. artificial. Technology, probe. Every independent analysis confirmed. Yet government wouldn't acknowledge, wouldn't confirm, wouldn't admit what everyone already knew. Why? Multiple theories. Theory 1. Still uncertain. Despite leaked images, government has additional data. Classified observations showing ambiguity. Maybe natural explanations exist that fit classified data. Maybe public analysis is premature. Maybe government knows something that makes artificial hypothesis less certain. They're waiting for samples, for definitive proof, before making historic announcement. Theory 2. Protecting panic. Artificial confirmation would cause global panic. Economic disruption. Religious crisis. Social instability. Government delaying until preparations complete. Until messaging is right. Until public is ready. Gradual disclosure. Soft landing. Controlled narrative. Better than sudden announcement causing chaos. Theory 3. Military advantage. If object is technology, it's intelligence bonanza. Alien engineering. Advanced materials. Novel physics. Studying it provides technological advantage. Military applications. Economic benefits. National security value. Public disclosure ends that advantage. Forces sharing with international community. Government wants time to analyze, learn, exploit, before revealing to world. Theory 4. Diplomatic complications. First contact is international event. UN treaties specify multinational response, coordinated disclosure, but implementation is unclear. Which government announces? Who speaks for humanity? What message is sent? Coordination takes time, months, years. Meanwhile, government delays, negotiates, prepares, ensuring American leadership in contact process. Theory 5. They don't know, despite leaks, despite analysis, despite everything, government genuinely doesn't know. Classified data contradicts leaked data, or shows complexity that makes conclusion uncertain. They're stuck. Can't confirm. Can't deny. Caught between evidence suggesting artificial origin and uncertainty, preventing definitive statement. So they wait, hoping samples resolve ambiguity, hoping for clarity that hasn't come. Public didn't care about government uncertainty. Wanted acknowledgement. Wanted validation. Wanted government to confirm what everyone already believed. But government refused, and that refusal fueled conspiracy theories, cover-up claims, distrust of institutions. Exactly what government feared, but caused by their own secrecy. November 2026. While waiting for samples, scientists speculated about origin. If 3I Atlas was probe, who sent it? Vega system, 25 light-years away. A-type star, 2.1 solar masses, 455 million years old. Young star, but old enough for planets, old enough for life, old enough for civilization. Dr. Jill Tarter, SETI pioneer, analyzed implications. If Vega hosts technological civilization, they're relatively nearby. Galactic neighborhood. 25 light-years is nothing. Radio signals travel that distance in 25 years. They could have heard our transmissions. Television, radio, radar. We've been broadcasting since 1920s. Those signals reached Vega by 1950. If they were listening, they heard us. Knew we were here, knew we were technological. Maybe sent probe to investigate, to observe, to study emerging civilization. 3I Atlas could be their anthropological mission, studying us, as we study primitive cultures. But from space, remotely, safely. That raised questions. Was probe autonomous, or controlled remotely? Was someone at Vega watching through it? Seeing Earth? Seeing humanity? Seeing our civilization? Studying our technology? Recording our communications? Learning our languages? Understanding our culture? While we remained ignorant of their existence? And if they sent one probe, how many others? Are there probes orbiting every star within 100 light-years? Thousands of them? A network? Monitoring emerging civilizations? Cataloging technological species? Reporting back to Vega? Or to some central authority? Galactic Survey? Census of Intelligent Life? Dr. Seth Shostak, SETI Institute, proposed communication attempt. We know Vega direction, 25 light-years away. We can send message. Radio transmission. High power. Directed toward Vega. Announcing we detected their probe. Acknowledging contact. Requesting communication. Direct conversation. Species to species. It'll take 25 years for message to reach them. 25 years for response to return. But it's attempt. First deliberate message to confirmed technological civilization. Different from SETI listening. This is METI, messaging extraterrestrial intelligence. Deliberate contact. Proposal was controversial. Some, yes, let's communicate. This is chance for dialogue, for exchange, for understanding. Others, no. Don't reveal ourselves. Don't advertise presence. We don't know their intentions. They could be hostile. Advertising our location could be suicide. Stay silent. Observe but don't engage. The debate echoed centuries-old question. Should humanity announce itself to cosmos or hide in silence? Risk of contact versus risk of silence. Unknown dangers versus unknown benefits. No consensus. No agreement. No action. Just debate. Endless debate. While 3i Atlas continued its journey. Silent now. Heading out of solar system. Toward another star. Carrying whatever data it collected about us. Whatever observations it made. Whatever conclusions it drew about humanity. Reporting back. Eventually. 25 years from now. Or already reported years ago. Or continuously streaming. We didn't know. Couldn't know. Could only speculate. Dr. Avi Loeb argued for immediate transmission. They already know we exist. Their probe observed us, detected our technology, our radio signals, our satellites, our civilization. Hiding is pointless. They've seen us. The question isn't whether they know about us. It's whether we can establish dialogue, whether we can learn from each other, whether this becomes beginning of relationship or missed opportunity. Send the message. Best case, they respond. Worst case, they ignore us. Either way, we tried. We engaged. We acted like species ready for cosmic community. Dr. Catherine Denning, anthropologist at York University, urged caution. First contact is most consequential moment in human history. How we handle it defines our future. Reckless communication could have catastrophic consequences. Not necessarily military, but cultural, economic, psychological. If they're significantly more advanced, which interstellar probes suggest, contact could be destabilizing. Like when technologically superior civilizations encountered less advanced ones on Earth. Outcomes were rarely good for less advanced. We need time, preparation, international coordination, not hasty transmissions born of excitement. United Nations Committee on Peaceful Uses of Outer Space convened emergency session. Proposed response to 3i Atlas detection. 193 member states, debating whether humanity should transmit to Vega, whether we should announce ourselves, whether first contact should be active or passive. 3 positions emerged: active contact faction, led by France, Brazil, India. Argument: we should transmit immediately. Welcome contact. Seek dialogue. Show we're peaceful, intelligent, ready for cosmic community. Vega civilization likely peaceful if they sent probe rather than weapons. Opportunity for unprecedented exchange. Scientific, cultural, philosophical. Hesitation is cowardice. Transmission is courage. Cautious study faction, led by United States, China, Russia. Argument: we should wait. Study probe samples first. Understand Vega technology. Assess capabilities. Learn more before revealing ourselves further. We're already detected. Probe saw us. But deliberate transmission is escalation. Increases risk. Better to understand what we're dealing with before engaging. Prudence over haste. Absolute silence faction, led by several smaller nations and indigenous representatives. Argument: we should never transmit, ever. History shows contact between unequal civilizations ends badly for less advanced. We're less advanced, by definition. They have interstellar probes. We barely reached Moon. Power differential is enormous. Engaging is submitting. Silence is sovereignty. Let them ignore us. Let them move on. Don't invite attention we can't handle. No consensus reached. No vote taken. No UN-sanctioned message approved. Deadlock. Typical for UN. Action deferred. While individual nations and organizations made own decisions. Decentralized response. Chaotic. Uncoordinated. Exactly what UN was supposed to prevent. December 15, 2027, 1433 UTC, Dragon capsule entered atmosphere, carrying 73 grams of material from 3I Atlas, samples collected during Icarus flyby 18 months earlier. Heat shield glowing, parachutes deployed, splashdown in Pacific Ocean, recovery team ready, capsule retrieved within 30 minutes, sealed container transferred to mobile containment lab, airlifted to Johnson Space Center in Houston, Level 4 biosafety facility, planetary protection protocols, preventing contamination in either direction. Alien materials couldn't contaminate Earth. Earth materials couldn't contaminate samples. Pristine, controlled, secure. December 16th. Preliminary examination began. Visual inspection through containment. Samples were dust, fine particles, largest fragments 2 millimeters, gray, metallic sheen, irregular shapes, some angular, some rounded, appeared metallic, but unusual luster, different from known metals. December 17th, optical microscopy, higher magnification, 100x magnification revealed structure. Samples weren't solid chunks. They were aggregates, collections of smaller particles, loosely bound, like dust bunnies, or like regolith from asteroid. Normal so far. Expected. Impact ejecta would be fragmented, pulverized. Nothing unusual yet. December 18th. Electron microscopy. 10,000x magnification. Revealed surface features. And that's when everything changed. Samples weren't natural, weren't rocks, weren't minerals, were manufactured. The particles showed structure, geometric structure, hexagonal patterns, regular features, like circuit boards, like integrated circuits, like technology, nanoscale, features measured in nanometers, too small for natural formation, too regular for geological processes, too organized for random chance. Dr. Francis Westall, astrobiologist leading sample analysis, stared at images. These aren't asteroid fragments. These are components, manufactured components, nanoscale machinery. Every particle shows structure, organization, design. This is technology. Confirmed. Definitively. 3I Atlas is artificial. Probe, spacecraft. Made of materials we don't understand, but definitely made. Not natural, not geology. Engineering, December 19th. Mass spectrometry, chemical composition. What were samples made of? What elements? What compounds? Results were impossible. Again, elements detected. Carbon, 12% silicon, 8% known metals, iron, aluminum, titanium, etc. 15% unknown elements. 65% of sample mass consisted of elements that didn't match any known isotopes. Mass-to-charge ratio's wrong. Too heavy for known elements at those atomic numbers. Or too light, or completely absent from periodic table. Either super-heavy elements beyond uranium, or exotic matter, or something physics didn't predict. This can't be real, mass spectrometry lead said. These peaks don't exist in our databases. Don't match any calibration standards. Either instrument is catastrophically miscalibrated, which I don't believe because calibration. Standards work fine, or these samples contain elements that don't exist on Earth. Elements from different stellar environment, or artificial elements. Synthesized elements made in laboratories or in whatever factories built this probe. Elements we've never encountered. December 20th. X-ray crystallography. Crystal structure. Atomic arrangement. How atoms were organized. Results showed lattices, regular, periodic, like crystals. But geometries were wrong. Not cubic, not hexagonal, not any standard crystal system. New system. Five-fold symmetry. Quasi-crystals. Naturally impossible. Artificially difficult. But present. Real. Measured. Quasi-crystals are exotic. Crystallographer explained. Require precise manufacturing. Don't form naturally except in rare meteorites. Seeing them throughout sample suggests material was grown. Manufactured? Engineered at atomic level. Arranged for specific properties. Strength, conductivity, thermal properties. Whatever functions probe needed. This is metamaterial. Designer matter. Made to specification. Not found. Made. December 22nd. Electromagnetic testing. How samples interacted with electromagnetic fields. Conductivity. Permittivity. Magnetic properties. Results were extraordinary. Samples were superconductors. At room temperature, zero resistance. Perfect conductivity. No energy loss. Holy grail of materials science. Physics said it was impossible above cryogenic temperatures. Yet here it was. Room temperature, superconductivity. In samples from interstellar probe. If this is real, condensed matter physicist whispered, it revolutionizes technology. Power transmission without loss. Magnetic levitation without cooling. Electronics without heat dissipation. Fusion reactors suddenly practical. This is Nobel Prize material. Multiple Nobel Prizes. This is technology that changes civilization. And it's just here, in dust from alien probe. They're using it routinely, like we use copper wire, while we still think room temperature superconductors are impossible. December 23rd. NASA. Administrator held press conference. Unprecedented. Historic. Announcing to world what scientists already knew, what leaks suggested, what everyone suspected. After extensive analysis of samples returned by the Icaros mission, we can confirm 3I Atlas is artificial object, manufactured by technological civilization. Origin? Unknown, but trajectory suggests Vega system. Composition includes materials and elements not found naturally on Earth. Structure: nanoscale engineering throughout. Purpose: likely probe or sensor platform. Sent to observe. Sent to study. Sent to collect data about our solar system. This is first confirmed detection of extraterrestrial technology. This is first contact. Not with beings, but with their creations. We are not alone. We have never been alone. We now have proof. The world stopped. 7 billion people processing, absorbing, understanding. Humanity's place in universe fundamentally changed. In single announcement, in single press conference, everything was different. Forever. December 24th, 2027. Christmas Eve. But celebration was muted, replaced by contemplation, reflection, awe, fear, wonder, all simultaneously. Humanity learning to live with confirmed cosmic company. Stock markets crashed. Dow Jones down 12%. S&P down 14%. Nikkei down 18%. Global panic. Uncertainty. What did alien technology mean for economy? For investment? For future? Unknown. So markets fled to safety. Cash, gold, U.S. Treasury bonds, traditional refuges during uncertainty. But tech stocks soared. Companies claiming alien technology development programs, reverse engineering capabilities, commercial applications, vaporware mostly. But investors believed, hoped, bought. Fortunes made overnight by those positioned correctly. Fortunes lost by those caught wrong-footed. Religious leaders scrambled. Emergency ecumenical councils, Vatican, Canterbury, Mecca, Jerusalem, Salt Lake City, every major religious center convening, discussing implications. Theological consequences? Does alien intelligence contradict Scripture? Does it confirm creation? Does it challenge humanity's special place? How do we reconcile Three-Eye Atlas with religious worldview? Most found accommodation. God's creation is vast. Life beyond Earth confirms divine abundance. Other civilizations are God's children too. This expands theology. Doesn't contradict it. We embrace cosmic community as divine intention. We welcome brothers and sisters from stars as fellow creation. Progressive, adaptive, survival-oriented theology. Religions that adapt survive. Rigid ones fracture, but some reject it. This is deception, Satan's trick. False evidence planted to test faith. Alien technology is demonic. Space probes are spiritual warfare. We must resist, reject, maintain truth of human uniqueness, maintain Earth-centrism. This is test, and we will not fail. Fundamentalist response. Minority, but vocal, angry, dangerous. Social media exploded. Sikitans, Erpiditians, choose first contact trending for weeks. Millions posting reactions. We're not alone. What do they want? When do we meet them? Are we safe? I knew it. Government lied for years. What else are they hiding? Conspiracy theories multiplied. Some accurate, most not. Information chaos. Truth and lies mixed. Impossible to separate. Digital cacophony. Governments struggled to maintain order. Some authoritarian regimes censored. Blocked information. Controlled narrative. Official position, alleged alien technology is Western hoax, designed to distract from other issues. We reject imperialist space narrative. Maintain our principles. Denial. Isolation. Hoping to avoid social disruption. Democratic societies allowed debate, encouraged discussion, transparency, but struggled with misinformation, with fear, with uncertainty. How do you govern when cosmic context just changed? When humanity's place in universe is redefined? When every assumption about uniqueness is challenged? No playbook, no precedent. Just improvisation, but education systems paralyzed. What do we teach now? History needs revision. Physics needs expansion. Biology needs cosmic context. Philosophy needs extraterrestrial perspectives. Everything changes. Textbooks obsolete. Curriculum inadequate. Teachers unprepared. Yet students demanding answers. Demanding understanding. Demanding preparation for cosmic future that just became real. December 31st, 2027. New Year's Eve. But celebrations different. Not just New Year. New era. New age. Before contact. After contact. BCAC. New calendar epoch. Humanity's graduation from planetary isolation to cosmic awareness. Not chosen, not prepared, but happened. Irreversible, permanent. Everything different now. Forever. January 2028. Question everyone asked. Will they respond? Will Vega civilization contact us? Acknowledge that we know. Acknowledge that we found their probe. Begin dialogue. Math was simple. Three-Eye Atlas entered Solar System October 2025. If it transmitted data immediately, signal reached Vega January 2051. 25 light-years transit time. If they responded immediately, we'd receive message January 2076. 49 years round trip. Lifetime away. Most people alive for confirmation wouldn't live to see response. Unless probe had already transmitted. Months ago. Years ago. Decades ago. If it reported as it traveled, if it sent updates regularly, if Vega already knew about us years before we knew about them, then response timeline was different. Could be sooner. Could be soon. Could be any day. Or unless they already sent response. Years ago. Decades ago. Centuries ago. If they're monitoring multiple star systems simultaneously, if they have probes everywhere, if Sol is just one target among thousands, they might have sent welcome package long ago. Radio signal, laser transmission, something traveling at light speed, already in transit, already approaching, set to arrive. When? Unknown. Could be tomorrow. Could be centuries away. No way to know until it arrives. SETI went into overdrive. Every telescope, every frequency, every hour, listening, searching, watching for message from Vega, for acknowledgement, for contact, breakthrough. Listen expanded operations. NSF provided emergency funding, international coordination, global network, maximizing detection probability. If they're transmitting, we'll hear it, Dr. Andrew Siemian promised. We're watching Vega continuously, multiple telescopes, multiple frequencies. If signal comes, we won't miss it. Question isn't whether we'll detect. Question is whether they're sending, whether they want contact, whether they care that we found their probe. We're ready. Now we wait. Meanwhile, other possibilities emerged. Maybe contact wouldn't come from Vega. Maybe it would come from probe itself. 3i Atlas was still out there, beyond Neptune now, heading out of solar system, still silent, still dormant, since impact in June 2026, dead, damaged, or sleeping, waiting? Some proposed attempting communication with probe directly, powerful radio transmission, laser signal, catch its attention, restart dialogue, apologize for impact, explain it was sample collection, not attack, not hostility, scientific mission, request communication, request information, request understanding. Others objected. Don't provoke it. Don't risk activating defenses. Don't risk hostile response. It went silent after impact. Maybe that's protective measure. Maybe it interpreted impact as attack. Maybe it's waiting to see if we're threat. Transmitting to it might trigger retaliation. Might bring something worse than probe. Might summon them, physically, ships, fleet, invasion. Stay silent. Let probe leave. Let it go. Don't invite escalation, fear, paranoia. Understandable given uncertainty, but paralyzing, because inaction also had risks. Doing nothing was choice. Choice that foreclosed opportunities. Choice that accepted isolation when connection was possible. Choice that prioritized safety over knowledge, over relationship, over cosmic belonging. Dr. Jill Tarter argued for transmission. Fear is natural, but we can't let fear control us. We detected their technology. We have their samples. We're already known, already visible. Silence won't make us safe. Only dialogue can. Only communication can establish intentions, reduce uncertainty, build trust. Not transmitting guarantees we remain ignorant. Transmitting risks. What exactly? If they wanted to harm us, they could. They have interstellar technology. We don't. Power imbalance is absolute. Our only defense is not military. It's diplomatic. It's connection. It's making ourselves valuable as partners, not threats. Silence is weakness. Communication is strength. February 2028. Against government advice, group of scientists transmitted message to 3i Atlas. High-power transmission from Arecibo replacement facility. Frequency, 1.42 GHz. Same frequency probe used. Message content, mathematical sequences, prime numbers, periodic table, DNA structure, diagram of solar system, human figure, music, images, explaining us, showing us, inviting response. Transmission lasted 24 hours, repeated 3 times. then stopped. Beam aimed at probe's predicted position, accounting for light speed delay. Message would reach probe in hours, if probe was listening, if probe was operational, if probe cared to respond. Wait began. Again, for response that might never come, for acknowledgement that might be delayed decades, for conversation that might be one-sided forever. March 2028. 3 months after sample confirmation. World still processing, still adjusting, still learning to live with confirmed extraterrestrial technology, with cosmic neighbors, with knowledge that fundamentally changed everything. Science accelerated. Materials science studying alien samples, attempting to reproduce room-temperature superconductors, to synthesize exotic elements, to understand nanoscale engineering. Every laboratory wanted samples. Every country demanded access. Every researcher needed data. International sample-sharing agreements negotiated. Fragments distributed globally. Analysis parallelized. Unprecedented scientific cooperation. Because this was bigger than nations, bigger than politics, bigger than anything. Technology industry investing billions, attempting reverse engineering, developing applications, creating products. First room temperature superconductor wire announced by Japanese company. Based on 3I Atlas samples. Commercially available 2030. Power revolution beginning. Energy transmission without loss. Transportation without friction. Computing without heat. Industrial transformation comparable to electricity. To transistors. To internet. This was next. Alien-derived tech boom. Fourth industrial revolution. Powered by samples from Vega probe. Philosophy departments overwhelmed. Students demanding courses on extraterrestrial ethics, on cosmic perspectives, on humanity's place in universe containing other minds, on how to think about intelligence when we're not unique, on meaning and purpose when Earth isn't central, on identity when we're one species among many. Questions humans never seriously asked. Now urgent. Now central. Now defining education, religious evolution continuing. Some denominations adapting smoothly, incorporating cosmic theology. Others fracturing, splitting between accommodationists and rejectionists. Catholic Church leading adaptation. Pope's encyclical, Creation Without Borders. Theological implications of extraterrestrial technology. Embracing cosmic community as divine design. Protestant and Islamic leaders following. Mainstream religions surviving by evolving. Fringe religions collapsing or doubling down on denialism. Governments still struggling. UN debates continuing. Protocols for response. For communication. For potential physical contact if Vega sent representatives, or if we somehow reached them. Diplomatic frameworks. International agreements. Who speaks for humanity? What do we say? How do we negotiate with civilization potentially millennia ahead? No answers. Just debates. Endless debates. While clock ticked, while probe traveled away, while opportunity potentially passed, and 3I Atlas continued its journey, silent now, dormant, beyond Neptune orbit, beyond Kuiper belt, entering Oort cloud. In 300 years would exit solar system completely. In 50,000 years would approach next star, HD 217014. Would it activate there? Report there? Continue there? Or was its mission complete? Data collected. Samples taken. Humanity assessed. Report transmitted home. Mission accomplished. Now just coasting, hibernating, waiting for next assignment. Or next encounter? Or nothing. Just traveling, forever, like Voyager, like Pioneer. Like all probes eventually do, silent ambassadors, carrying evidence of their makers. Into infinite dark, the world waited. For message from Vega, for response from probe, for next revelation, for next crisis, for next wonder. Because first contact wasn't moment, was process, was beginning, of relationship, of exchange, of cosmic dialogue that would define humanity's future, for better or worse. For growth or catastrophe, for connection or conflict. Unknown, uncertain, unfolding. But one thing certain, we were not alone. Never were. Never would be. 3i Atlas proved it. Government tried hiding it. Failed. Truth emerged. Always does. Always will. And now humanity lived with that truth. Adjusted to that truth. Built future around that truth. Truth that made us small, but also made us part of something vast. Truth that humbled us, but also elevated us. Truth that ended childhood, but began adulthood. As species, as civilization, as cosmic participants, ready or not, prepared or not. We were here, and so were they, and story was just beginning. Sleep now knowing that above, beyond Neptune, beyond the edge of our solar system, a probe from Vega continues its journey, carrying samples of its creator's technology, carrying data about our civilization, carrying evidence that consciousness, intelligence, curiosity exists elsewhere, that we share the universe with builders, with explorers, with minds that reached across 25 light-years to touch our star. Tomorrow, maybe they respond. Maybe they visit. Maybe they teach. Or maybe they ignore us. Move on. Leave us to our own development, our own journey to the stars, to the day when we send probes of our own, when we touch other civilizations, when we become the visitors, the observers, the teachers. That day will come. Because 3i Atlas showed us the path, showed us the possibility, showed us that interstellar exploration isn't fantasy. It's reality. They did it, so will we. Sweet dreams, citizen of contacted world. The universe is full of neighbors, and we just met one. More will come. This is just the beginning.